Yo, what's up YouTube family? Feeling the copyright blues lately? You're not alone. Seems like everyone's getting hit with those nasty copyright claims these days. But fear not, my fellow creators. Today we're diving deep into the copyright jungle and uncovering the secrets to avoid getting mauled by those pesky copyright claims. First things first, let's break down what these copyright claims are all about. Imagine you're at a library, right? You can borrow books, read them in the library, maybe even take them home for a little bit. But you can't just photocopy the whole thing and claim it as your own, could you? That's basically what copyright is all about, protecting creators and their original work. Think about it, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into making an awesome video, writing a killer song, or designing a mind-blowing logo. You wouldn't want someone else just swooping in and taking all the credit, right? Copyright is there to make sure that doesn't happen. It's like a big protective shield for all you creative geniuses out there. And we're not just talking videos here, folks. Copyright protects all sorts of original creations: music, books, paintings, sculptures, even software. If you made it, chances are it's protected by copyright, and that protection gives creators certain exclusive rights to their work. They get to decide how their work is used, who can use it, and how much they get paid for it. It's like being the king or queen of your own creative kingdom. But here's the deal. Understanding copyright is super important for YouTubers like you and me. We're constantly using music, images, and video clips in our videos, and if we're not careful, we could end up stepping on someone's copyrighted toes. Alright, so we know what copyright claims are, but did you know they come in different flavors? Yeah, some are milder than others, but trust me, you don't want to be on the receiving end of the super spicy ones. First up, we've got the gentle nudge of the copyright world. Copyright warnings. These are like the yellow card in soccer. You get a little slap on the wrist, a heads up that you might be stepping on someone's creative toes. Maybe you used a song in the background of your video and the copyright holder decided, hey, I want to make some money off this. With a copyright warning, you might notice some ads popping up on your video. Don't worry, your video is still up and running. It's just that the copyright holder is now collecting some sweet, sweet revenue from it. Now on the other end of the spectrum, we have the dreaded copyright strikes. This is the red card, my friends, the one that can get you kicked off the field. Get 3 strikes and your YouTube channel is, well, it's game over, your channel gets taken down, and you're left wondering what hit you. Chapter 3. The Fair Use Doctrine, Your Secret Weapon. Alright, so we've talked about copyright claims, and trust me, I know it can sound scary. The idea of getting a copyright strike can be daunting, especially if you're just starting out or if your content is your livelihood. But hold on to your hats, my friends, because I'm about to drop some knowledge bombs on you about the magical world of fair use. This is where things get really interesting and, dare I say, a bit empowering. Think of fair use as the secret loophole in the copyright law, a secret passage that lets you use copyrighted material without getting those dreaded copyright strikes. It's like having a key to a hidden door that opens up new possibilities. It's like finding a cheat code in a video game. It gives you a little wiggle room to get creative without stepping on anyone's toes. Imagine the freedom to express your ideas more vividly and engagingly. But here's the catch. Fair use is a bit of a gray area. It's not always black and white, and that's where it can get tricky. There's no hard and fast rulebook, no magic formula that guarantees you're in the clear. It's more about understanding the principles and applying them wisely. It's more like a set of guidelines, a balancing act to make sure you're using copyrighted material responsibly and not stepping on anyone's creative toes. Think of it as walking a tightrope. You need to maintain your balance to avoid falling. So when can you use the fair use card? When is it safe to play this trump card? Well, it's usually allowed for things like criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, and parody. These are areas where fair use is most commonly applied. Let's say you're making a video reviewing a popular movie. You want to share your thoughts and insights with your audience. You might want to show a few short clips from the film to illustrate your points. These clips help your audience understand your perspective better. Or maybe you're creating a hilarious parody song that pokes fun at current events. Parody is a powerful tool for social commentary and humor. In these cases, you're using copyrighted material in a transformative way. You're adding your own unique spin, your own commentary, or criticism. This transformation is key to fair use. You're not just ripping someone else's work off and calling it your own. You're building upon it, creating something new and original that adds value. Chapter 4. The 4 Pillars of Fair Use, Your Guiding Stars. Alright, you ready for some real talk? We're diving deep into the world of fair use, and trust me, it's going to be a game changer for you. Let's break down those 4 pillars of fair use, the guiding stars that'll help you navigate this copyright maze. These pillars are your best friends when it comes to understanding what you can and can't do with copyrighted material. Remember, these pillars work together, like a team, to determine if your use of copyrighted material is A-OK. Pillar number 1, purpose and character. This is the first and perhaps the most crucial pillar. This pillar is all about why you're using that copyrighted material. Are you using it to educate, to inform, or to entertain? Are you using it for something educational, like teaching folks about the history of film? Educational uses often get more leeway under fair use. Or are you creating something totally new and awesome, like a parody that'll have everyone in stitches? Parodies are a classic example of transformative use. The more transformative your use, the stronger your fair use claim. Transformative use means you're adding new expression or meaning to the original work. Think of it like this: you're taking that copyrighted material and turning it into something totally different, something that adds value and a fresh perspective. It's like remixing a song to create a new hit. Pillar number 2, nature of the copyrighted work. This pillar dives into the type of work you're using. This pillar focuses on the copyrighted material itself. Is it more factual or more creative? Is it a factual news report, or is it a highly creative, original piece of art like a song or a movie? The nature of the work can influence how fair use is applied. Using factual stuff generally gets you more wiggle room under fair use because, well, facts are facts. They are meant to be shared and disseminated, but when it comes to using someone's artistic masterpiece, you've got to tread a little more carefully. Creative works are given more protection under copyright law. Pillar number 3, amount and substantiality. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty details. Here's where things get a little tricky. It's all about how much of the copyrighted work you're using and which parts you're using. This pillar is all about how much of the copyrighted work you're using and which parts you're using. Are you using a small snippet or a large chunk? Now, there's no magic number, no set percentage that guarantees fair use. It's a bit of a balancing act, but generally, the less you use, the better. Using a small portion of the work, especially if it's not the heart of the work, can strengthen your fair use argument. Chapter 5, Tips to Avoid Copyright Claims. Keep your channel safe and sound. Alright, my fellow YouTubers, let's get down to brass tacks. You've learned about copyright, fair use, and all that jazz. Now, it's time for some practical tips to keep your channel squeaky clean and those copyright claims at bay. Tip number 1, unleash your inner creative beast. Use original content. This is the golden rule, folks. The best way to avoid copyright issues is to create your own unique content. Let your creativity shine through. Compose your own music, film your own footage, design your own graphics. It might take a little extra effort, but trust me, it's worth it. Not only will you avoid copyright claims, but you'll also build a unique brand that stands out. Tip number 2, royalty-free music is your new best friend. Music can make or break a video, right? The right track can elevate your content, making it more engaging and enjoyable for your audience, but using copyrighted tracks can land you in hot water faster than you can say, copyright strike. Luckily, there are tons of royalty-free music libraries out there just bursting with awesome tunes that won't get you in trouble. Check out places like Epidemic Sound or YouTube's very own audio library. They've got music for every mood and genre, so you can find the perfect soundtrack for your next masterpiece. Plus, using royalty-free music ensures that your content remains monetizable. Tip number 3, transform. Baby, transform. Remember that whole transformative use thing we talked about? Yeah, that's your secret weapon. Transformative use means adding new expression or meaning to the original material. Don't just use copyrighted material as is. Add your own unique spin, your own commentary, your own creative flair. Turn that movie clip into a hilarious meme, remix that song into a whole new genre, or use that image in a way that's totally unexpected. The more you transform it, the more it becomes your own creation. The more you transform it, the stronger your fair use argument becomes. Tip number 4, be choosy with your sources. Not all copyrighted material is created equal, my friends. Avoid using stuff from major corporations or super popular artists. They're usually pretty aggressive about protecting their copyright, and you don't want to mess with their legal teams. Instead, look for content from smaller creators or sources that are more lenient with copyright. Smaller creators are often more open to collaboration and may even appreciate the exposure. There are even websites that offer Creative Commons licenses, which give you permission to use copyrighted material under certain conditions. Always make sure to read the terms and give proper attribution when required. Outro, stay creative, stay safe, stay awesome. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome video making tips. And while you're at it, share this video with your fellow creators. Let's spread the copyright awareness. Sharing is caring, people. Go out there and make YouTube history. Thanks for watching and happy creating.